You know, when they tell you to stop, when they call you a liar, when you know you're right and they beat you down, don't stop. I, along with many, stood in the House of Commons and tried our best to warn people of what was happening with diversion. Diversion being the safe supply, the Liberal government funded drugs were being diverted to young people on the street. These free drugs are being sold on the street, black market, being diverted to create a whole new generation of drug addicts, teenagers. And everybody said, ooh, misinformation, you're not compassionate, you don't have a heart, you don't care about people dealing with addiction. Guess what? We were 100% right. We were right the whole time, but they didn't like what we were saying. They didn't like it because they were either getting funded by it or they'd been brainwashed. I don't know why they didn't want to believe this. Maybe they didn't go outside. I don't know. But now that it's happening in their own backyard, you have messages like this one from Ottawa councillors saying, diversion, it's a problem. Yeah, thanks, Sherlock. We told you. And now Dan Masier, the health critic for the Conservative Party, in committee just had the Liberals exposed yet again, where Health Canada officials have said, yes, your money, your tax dollars are funding crack pipes.
Is any of the funding from Health Canada being used to purchase crack pipes? It was just a yes or no answer.
I appreciate the question. Yes, we do provide funding to community organizations for harm reduction tools, including pipes. Yes.
In what universe does that make sense? Anybody who has dealt with anybody with addiction, is giving them the thing that makes them sick helping them? We don't have Health Canada in this country. We have Sick Canada. You can get crack pipes, needles out of vending machines in this country, but you can't get an EpiPen, you can't get insulin, you can't get any of the things that actually save your life. Only the things that make you sick. So when they diminish you, try to shame you, tell you that you are a heartless, racist, crazy, right-wing lunatic, don't stop, because there's people who need your voice. And you know, I just right before I record this video, I just watched a video of Jelly Roll on Joe Rogan. And Jelly Roll is just this amazing figure that gives so much hope to recovery after addiction, after a life after crime. Look at what that man has done. And now he gives back over and over and over again and helps people living with addiction. He's testified in the US about what legalizing crack, drugs, fentanyl, what this actually does. And that you cannot pump taxpayer money into funding drugs. It doesn't work. You need to pump money into intervention, prevention, healing, treatment, things that actually work, housing with supports. Stop funding drugs. Start funding treatment and recovery. Let's unite on this. Let's stop calling each other names. Let's stop keeping people sick. And let's fight for justice and the end of the biggest crisis that our country has ever seen, where people are losing loved ones at 21 people a day. 21 people a day in this country lose their life to addiction. And that doesn't even account for the family members whose lives will never, ever be the same.